Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kai. Today we are playing Familiars. I have decided to go back to trying out the Esper version of Familiars. I'm trying to make some tweaks to see if we can fight the metagame this way. If you're not familiar with Familiars, it is a 0/3 wall that makes green and blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And while we're not playing any green spells, our deck is mostly a blue deck. We're basically blue splashing white for Familiar, Faithful, and Ephemerate. Some tech cards in the main deck are Dawnbringer Cleric and Prismatic Strands. And then I'm going Esper with Swamp, Ice Tunnel, Contaminated Landscape off of the Lorien Revealed, and then in order to play Snuff out. So my previous list had 2 Murmuring Mystics in the main deck. I'm going to play 1 with 2 Arcanomancers, and then 3 Snuff outs in the main deck with 1 in the sideboard here. Another Murmuring Mystic in the sideboard, just making some tech changes. The reason here is that Snuff out is very good versus Glee, and I want to beat them. I also have 2 foils as 2 more free spells. Prismatic Strands can be a free spell if we pitch it to the Modern Age and we have a white creature in play. And then Dawnbringer Cleric and Prismatic Strands can be combined with Godpharaoh's Faithful to hopefully beat our mono red opponents. I think things like Murmuring Mystic as just a 1-of in the main and then siding into it could be good. And then I have another Deep Analysis here that I can bring in the case of me playing against a control deck where I want to just max value them. Because 4 Modern Age plus 2 Deep Analysis is very, very strong. I'm going 20 lands so I don't have to have too many bad mulligans with a single Lorien Revealed. It's been working out okay so far, so we'll try it out. In the sideboard, we have 4 Dust and 2 Revoke Existence because we really want to beat Affinity. So essentially, this deck is trying to beat the top 3 decks: Glee, Affinity, and Mono Red. We also have 4 Hydroblast for Mono Red. Prohibit can be good for Mono Red as well. The extra Snuff out for Glee, Murmuring Mystic. That's a tech choice. And then Deep Analysis for the control decks, like I said. Prohibit also can be quite good versus Glee. So we'll see how it goes. If you're interested in... Oh, yeah. That doesn't matter because we've got a little thing coming up. But that is my deck tech. So I will see you in the matches. Round 1, we're on the draw, and my 20 land deck opened a 0 land hand. That happens. So we're going to mulligan. Our opponent has mulled to 6. I think we can keep this. We have some of the best cards in our deck. These are like a really strong start. We'll probably island, or get rid of 1 island, preordain. Something like Snap or Familiar. I mean, we have lots of great draws, and then see where we get to from there. We're going to keep this. Put back an island. There's been some severe lag on Magic Online, so hopefully we can actually close some games. We'll see how it goes. Another reason to put Murmuring Mystic in your deck. Our opponent leads on Forest. Let's preordain. We found a Faithful. So these are probably both fine. I don't actually know what they're doing. Could be elves, could be walls. They discard a troll. Okay, so it's likely Dredge, or it could be Green-Black Gardens. They're going to exhume. Now we need to find a snap. Start with a preordain. Ephemerate Mystic. I think I bottom the Mystic, pop the Ephemerate, and then play the Chancery. Picking up this. So this is a 3-turn clock. Next turn we go Faithful, and then we drift our Ephemerate. We could potentially draw into the Prismatic Strands as well. Snap would be the best draw here because we could snap this and then drift our Ephemerate. Play Satyr Wayfinder. They did find a Dread Return. They put the Forest in their hand. Okay. Now we're at 14. We found the Snap. Sweet. Bounce this. Untap. And we'll just Drifter. That was a really good draw. Especially only 3 of in the deck. I'm right here. Okay, so we found Counterspell. I think we get rid of the Deep Analysis. Then we can, maybe it could have been an island there. I also have this sweet Future Sight Counterspell that came from the player rewards packs. I'm digging that for sure. They play a Prowler. We need to hold on to the Counterspell for the Dread Return. We're going to kind of take it slow now. They cycle the Troll, find a Geothermal Bog, plays it, can't attack. We'll Ephemerate on the Muldrifter and draw a bunch of cards. Okay, so I found Familiar and Snuff out. I can just play the Familiar. Bam. Play the island. I could Modern Age discarding the Snuff out, and then I have foil or Dread Return. That might be worth it. Let's Modern Age, discard the Snuff out. I'm at 7 cards in hand, so I will pass. You can foil pitching a Faithful and then mire it back. All right, so they milled some more with the Stinkweed Imp. Unearths the Scrapwork Mutt. Hopefully they just walk right into my Force of Will here. They put the Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard. Okay, they mill another Dread Return. Okay, so both of these are important. They can attack with everything, or just these two, and then I block one of them. I don't really want to block the Prowler. The other thing I could do this turn is... Well, I can't use the island yet, right? We're just going to block the 2. That is blocked. Okay, I'm at 12. If they exhume, it's fine because I can Archaeomancer, Ephemerate, Snap. Then I'll still have stuff left over. Hard casting a Stinkweed Imp. Okay. My turn. Draw and discard. So now I guess you can discard the Faithful Cleric away a Dread Return. Or just go Faithful, Archaeomancer. I'm going to play the Faithful, play the Archaeomancer. I will return the Ephemerate, play the Mortuary Mire. I'm going to put the Faithful on top. Don't need to attack into a Stinkweed Imp. Opponent dredges again, milling Rumble, Troll, Forest, Exhume, and a Stinkweed Imp. Scrapwork Mutt. Okay. So now if they get double Troll or double Lotleth, I could be in trouble. Discard. They return the Stinkweed Imp. Still haven't hit a Lotleth Giant. At the moment, if I foil, I have to probably pitch the Dawnbringer Cleric. And they cast a Stinkweed Imp, which I don't care about. And their Mutt goes away. Now I get a 2/3. So I can start by ephemerating the Archaeomancer. Grabbing the Snap. Analysis myself. Go to 11. I found Snuff out, which doesn't really matter. Go Island. And snap the Muldrifter. Tap. I can go Archaeomancer for Snap. Oak Drifter, Snap Drifter. Archaeomancer. Grab the Snap. I guess I could snuff out their creature. No, I don't have a swamp to play. Never mind. So we evoke the Drifter for 2. Draw 2. Snap the Drifter. Okay. Tap. Now I found a familiar. So play out the fam. 8 cards in hand. I guess I'm going to discard the Snuff out because it's the worst card in my hand. Opponent cycles a Generous End. I guess I will be hosed if they can double troll somehow. Knot of the Bones go into the graveyard. They have Stinkweed Imp in hand. They still have 1 Scrapwork Mutt. They have 2 cards in hand, so one of them is the Stinkweed Imp. I guess if they have a troll in hand, I die. 1, 2... They have 11 creatures in the graveyard. So now they're going to discard the Stinkweed Imp. So if they whiff on a troll still, then I probably win. Maybe I got aggressive. They still did not find a troll. So they could Dread Return like a Circle the Land Druid in order to get a troll, hopefully in the graveyard, like by getting the Stinkweed Imps into the graveyard. They still have 1 more Scrapwork Mutt, but they have no red mana. They're attacking in. Fine. Now we have double Counterspell though. They're only at 11 in deck. They've just gotten very unlucky. Going to cast another Stinkweed Imp, sure. So what's my plan? By ephemerating the Archaeomancer. I guess it's probably ephemerate for Snap, and then Drifter, Snap, Drifter, and then I can go Faithful plus Drifter or something. So ephemerate the Mancer. Back the Snap. Poke the Muldrifter. Go to 14 life. Draw. Snap the Muldrifter. Untap. So the question is, do I want to put a Faithful in play? I guess I can go Faithful. Play the oh, I can still just Drifter, Snap Drifter. So poke the Muldrifter. If I can find Flicker, then they're just dead because I can snap all their creatures. Snap a Drifter again. Okay. Hard cast a Drifter. Now I have double foil and Counterspell. I guess I will cycle, grabbing an island, play the Chancery, pick up the island, and then we're just going to discard a bunch of cards. I'll discard the Dawnbringer, the Swamp, Island, Lorien, I guess. So here we have Counterspell plus foil plus foil. We have Counterspell plus double Force of Will. Easy. So here's a double Lotleth Giant in the graveyard. Okay. When it unearths a Scrapwork Mutt, so this gives them double Dread Return. They can have triple Dread Return if they have Dread Return from hand as well. Let's see what they discard, and if they dredge. They discard a Stinkweed Imp. They are dredging. They go down to Acorn Harvest is pretty good for them because it gives them more creatures. I guess I could counterspell the Acorn Harvest. I think I'll just save the counterspell for the land, or for the Dread Returns. Dread Return number 1. Oh, that's a counterspell. They have 22 creatures in their graveyard. After this, it'll be 23, 24. So even if the foil doesn't, like the second foil doesn't do the job, or the third foil, then they still can't win. Force of Will is so good in Familiars. Let's just force this. Slap. Discarding a Familiar to my Force of Will. We have no creatures in play. Let's see if we can find a Deep Analysis and deck them. That would be fun. Play Acorn Harvest. And then they're going to bring back a creature, I assume, or play a creature. Plays a Stinkweed Imp. Okay, and then they're going to go for another Dread Return. The Rubbins. This still doesn't kill me, but I will just blap you. Zap. Foil again. I love it. Very overpowered. Okay, my turn. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Return the Ephemerate. So, I'll Ephemerate the Mancer again. Turning the Snap. We'll evoke the Drifter. I'm just trying to find my second Deep Analysis and point it at them. Draw 2 cards. Snap the Muldrifter. And then pass the Muldrifter. We're at 33. Another Ephemerate. Let's Ephemerate the Mancer. Turn the Snap. Bounce the Drifter again. Comes back to hand. I untap my lands. Replay it. Trying to keep as much blue mana open as possible. At 37. Analysis. Boink. Right, we win game 1. That was pretty solid. So the Snuff Outs are not very good. Prohibits can come in. Is there anything else I want to bring in? I don't think Snuff Outing their creatures is going to do anything. Prismatic Strands and Dawnbringer can be pretty solid for us. So I guess we just bring in the Deep Analysis. We currently have 5 counterspells. I guess maybe more snaps in the sideboard could be useful as well. Alright. Game 2. I think this hand is solid. We have a turn 2 Faithful into Chancery. And then we can hold up the Prohibit for their creatures, or we can try to just cantrip away. Our opponent mulligans to 5. Maybe they're looking for like a Mesmeric Fiend or something, or trying to get to a fast Unearth line. They go for a turn 1 Geothermal Bog, Floodplain go. So maybe we just turn 3 Modern Age, discarding the Deep Analysis. Play a Scrapwork, discarding a Stinkweed Imp. Okay, so that's a pretty solid mulligan there. Faithful, play the Chancery. And now that I've drawn the Familiar, that's definitely going to be my next play. Our opponent mills with the Stinkweed Imp, Swamp Forest, Swamp, Wayfinder, Circle. They have 5 creatures in the graveyard. Play Chitin Gravestalker. Okay, I understand. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Let's 5 damage, huh? That's not great. I guess I just go Familiar, Floodplain, pass the turn. Now I have to find a snap or a lot more Faithfuls. Play a Satyr Wayfinder. They mill a Dread Return. 7 creature cards in the graveyard. They're gonna get in, and then I block. Got a 15, which is bad. I have a counterspell. Let's start with the Modern Age. I'll discard the Deep Analysis. I wonder if I want to just go Faithful, Preordain. Bottom both of these. Looking for lands. Kind of Chancery. So I can pick up Floodplain. I'm at 18. They have 7 in the graveyard. I might have to chump with the Faithful. Pretty concerning. 9 in the graveyard. I think I will have to chump this turn just to make sure that this doesn't kill me. Then I can hold up the Prohibits potentially. Oh, this is a pretty good upgrade. Because it's making my life hard. Can't snuff that thing. They unearth the mutt. Discarding Stinkweed Imp. Mills another Lotless Giant. I'm in bad way right now. Just go straight for the Dread Return. Putting me to 7. Guess I don't have to block right now. Have they played a land? Turn 5. I'm going to, let's see, any Lotleths in the graveyard? There are 2 Lotleths and a Dread Return. I'm dead if they have land, creature, Dread Return anyway. I'm not going to block. Okay. We loot. Discarding. Oh, you know what? I should have blocked because now I can't do anything. Oh, dang. Discard the plains. Yeah, that's pretty bad for me. Okay, let's go to the next game. If I had blocked, I would have been able to use the deep analysis, but from here I can't. And all I have is reaction, so they're going to kill me with these. Would I have drawn a snap? Commemorate? No. Okay. Does this change anything? Guess I want the Murmuring Mystic then? Over the deep analysis? No, I think it's fine. I got a little bit run over there, that's for sure. Beat up. On the play. I think I should mulligan. Yeah. Okay, this hand's much better. Can keep and get rid of a plains. I mean, it's not actually better, right? All I have is a turn 3 foil. So maybe it's not good at all. I have a swamp. I just thought familiar good. Play the fam. Our opponent goes for the cycle troll. Hopefully they don't have the exhume. Guess I could just pitch this Modern Age. They don't have the exhume right now. Okay, I have a strands. Let's Modern Age. Discard the strands. Play an island. I'll pass the turn. Guess I'm looking to just hard cast the Lorien Revealed next turn. I cast a Malevolent Rumble. Find Scrapwork Mutt, basically, and some lands. Choose Forest. Plays the Forest, okay. Going to play another Rumble. Found the Imps. Double Imp is kind of scary. So they chose a Forest there. I'm going to loot again. I'll discard the island, play land, hard cast the Lorien, and pass the turn. With Snap in hand, I feel okay about it now. They mill. Bunch of stuff went to the graveyard. Plays a Forest. Playing a Blanchwood Prowler. So that will mill them some more. Mill Mutt, Troll, Conduit, Pylons. So I can pick up the Pylons now. Goes to their hand. Play a Mutt. Now they can discard a Stinkweed Imp again. I mean, I do have the Prismatic Strands, and I don't know if they brought in the Flaring Pain. So on a big Dread Return turn, I can just stop all the damage. You need to find Faithfuls to get off range. Okay, they put some stuff in the graveyard again. Picking back up the Stinkweed Imp. Okay, Modern Age flips. Start with a Preordain Drifter. So bottom, top, evoke. Well, let's evoke the Drifter. See if I can find an Ephemerate. I did not. Snap the Mole Drifter. Okay, we'll play the Faithful. Cycle for an island. Now I can also just snap the Vector Glider and go Vector Glider analysis myself. Then I'm out of snaps for later. Probably better to just keep moving though. Tap the Vector Glider. Go to 21. Tap. Modern Age. Discard the Deep Analysis. And Deep Analysis myself, looking for Island Chancery basically. And Preordains. Back to 20 life. Cannot foil it right now. They mill a bunch. Dread Return it in the graveyard now. They need to try and dome me with their creature and then continue to get in. Play the Pylons. Put Circle Landruid in their graveyard. They're going to Scrapwork Mutt. I have no red mana right now for Flaring Pain. They discard another Lotleth Giant. 14 cards in their graveyard. Creature cards. Now 15. Turns a Stinkweed Imp, milling Swamp, Mutt, Forest, Giant. So they now have 2 in the graveyard. I'm going to Dread Return their Giant. So I guess I strands now. So I'm not going to get killed by this current Lotleth Giant, but I now have to keep up a foil for the next Dread Return. I can block the Scrapwork Mutt as well. Alright, we will loot. I will discard... I think I'm going to discard the Swamp. It's a bit risky. But I'm looking for something else. Preordain. Bottom both of these. familiar. So if I familiar, I can hold up foil, preordain again. Drifter Ephemerate could be an option. Let's bottom, top the Ephemerate. And I guess I have to pass. I just have this one foil in hand. They've currently exiled one Dread Return. And no other Dread Returns in graveyard. So discarding the swamp made it so I'd missed a land drop there. Could have just discarded the Mole Drifter to get in. Block. Puts me to 14. Which is bad. Or no, 16. Because I have the life already. Thinking I was still at 20. So they had a Dread Return in hand. Hardcast Dread Return, we're going to counter. My turn. Poke the Mole Drifter. Go to 18. Need an island. A little scared about that. I mean, the odds of us drawing an island here in the next 4 cards are pretty good. Currently stalled out a little bit on the lag. Found an island. We're in a great spot. Actually, ephemerate this. I'm going to prohibit. I'll play the Chancery. Pick up an island. We have 9 cards in hand. I'll probably just discard 2 drifters. Feels weird to be discarding my fishy friends. Opponent goes to attacks. I will just chump. I think I want to just basically prohibit anything. Counter your creature. That way they have to even go further if they want a Dread Return. They have to play another creature and then sack the Lawless Giant to get back the other Lawless Giant. I do have Stinkweed Imp. Oh, they have Scrapwork Mountain in the graveyard too. Okay. So it looks like we're going to foil pitch the islands. I want to pitch the Ephemerate. I want to pitch the Familiar. I could pitch the Familiar maybe. I make my land drop, then I have another Drifter Ephemerate. That's could be okay. They've got a Flaring Pain finally. Dang. Bummer for them. Did not find it in time. I got really lucky. Them not finding it. Okay. Just counter. Force of Will still coming in clutch. We have no creatures in play. We are going to draw 7 cards. We're going to wheel this turn. Draw a bunch of cards. I'll play Sunscape Familiar. Poke the Mole Drifter. Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. If I find Archaeomancer, I can... I didn't do anything. 21 creature cards. Okay. So let's... We could go Plains into Modern Age. And I'll be at a little bit more life. I think that's the plan. Play the Faithful. Play the Modern Age. Go to 23. Discard the Landscape. I really want to discard the Deep Analysis. I don't know. I could maybe die if they can get the Troll in play. An Exhume would kill me, maybe? Just cast Acorn Harvest. Okay, so you have 2 creatures. Am I dead? Land. Flash it back. So they are going to be able to bring the Lawless Giant back this turn. I'll go to 20. Or I'll take 20 damage going to 3 life. They didn't do anything. Interesting. Cycle for an island. I guess they're afraid. I have Counterspell, Double Prohibit left, and Flicker. Okay, we're going to draw more cards. Ephemerate the Drifter. Find a Murmuring Mystic. Get rid of a Chancery. Play Faithful. Play the Modern Age. In 3 life. Maybe they're looking to double Dread Return me. And discard a Chancery. Prohibit. Now I can kick and counter. Deep Analysis. Myself. 29 life. And then we found another Familiar. So I can go play the Familiar. In Deep Analysis for 1 mana. That probably doesn't do that much. I'll cast the Murmuring Mystic. Just more life gain. Next turn I can deal them 6 card draw. Just go ahead and attack with my Mole Drifter for fun. We're at 32 life. I'll go to 35 life after this kicked Prohibit. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, maybe they wanted to, like, cast the Flaring Pain first? Scrapwork Mud. So if they can't win this turn, they're dead to my Deep Analysis. Probably going to Dredge. They Dredge this Stinkweed Imp. 3, 1, 2. They're looking to double Dread Return. They have 1, 2 Dread Returns. 22 creatures. I don't think they can do it. I'm going to counter one of them. Go ahead and counter. Make a bird. Go to 35 life. Now, if they had gotten that off, then they could have had double Dread Return. But as it is, all they can do is deal me 22 damage. Doesn't win the game. Looks like they are going to Dredge return their Lawlith right now. Okay. Can you win from there? I don't think so. We will flip our Saga, then loot. Just discard the Chancery. Faithful. Analysis you. Making birds on the way. Murmuring Mystic didn't do anything, but I didn't have any other cards to bring in. We'll deep analysis you again. That was a long match one, but we ended up taking it down. Some of that was lag related, I think. All right, we win. We'll see you in round 2. Round 3 versus Ivor and OP. They play a lot of different stuff. This is a very slow hand. They're not usually playing Kuldotha. I'll keep it. Sometimes they're on Fog. Oh no, they're playing Kuldotha! No! Alright. That did not work out. Man, I can't believe that happened. Tomb Raider. Oh no, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do here. Faithful, okay. We'll play Chancery. Pass the turn. Pick up the Mortuary Mire. Guess I'll just discard the Deep Analysis or the Mancer. I'll discard Deep Analysis. That's so bad. Epicure. Bushwhacker. So we haven't taken any actions. It's turn 3 for our opponent, and they put us to 1 life. So that was fun. This is just the power of the Bushwhacker starts and all the 1-drops. Being on the draw was real bad. Just keeping a terrible hand. No. I sort of expected to lose game 1 anyway. We're going to bring in a bunch of Hydroblast, and I think we should bring in the Prohibits potentially. Counterspell, Foil, those are all too slow. So we have one more cut we can make, and I think we can just cut on the Ephemerate. Submit like that. Hopefully this anti-red package can help us survive. That stunk. Alright. This hand. We're on the play. We have tap land. But I think we have to keep it. It's not very good. Like, we have the Faithful coming out later. Our opponent plays a Raise, I'm just dead. Tap land, go. So bad. Opponent leads on Great Furnace into Tomb Raider. Just look. It's coming right for me. Make it stop. I need to top deck exactly Hydroblast right now. I did not top deck Hydroblast. Pass the turn. Picking up the Ice Tunnel. So what is my plan? Come on. Come on with the Tomb Raiders, my friend. Plays a Tomb Raider. So I can go Faithful, land, Modern Age, discard Ice Tunnel, 3 Tomb Raiders. Insane. Okay. Deals me 8 on turn 3. We draw that Strands. Sick. Okay. Discard the Prismatic Strands. Go land. Play the Murmuring Mystic. Pass. I mean, I don't even know what to do. Like, do I block and take 4 and then Strands? I should probably Strands, like, or they even get their damage in. They find an Epicure. Okay. Here. Play a Mountain. 2 cards in hand. So if they have Bolt, Fire Blast, I'm super dead. They could also have Galvanic Lightning Bolt. So now I'm going to, Strands on red, which allows me to block 2 1/1s here. But they're not going to attack. No point. Have another creature. Play Sunscape Familiar. Play out a Muldrifter as Arcane Mancer as a blocker. Going to 8 life. I have just as many blockers as they have attackers. So that's good at least. Crack a Synth into a Ren's Resolve. Do they have the land? They do have the land. Casting Ren's Resolve here, it looks like. Finds Flame Breather, Lightning Bolt. They're just absolutely going off. Okay, I will just slam a Muldrifter going to 9 life. Come on. Okay, Preordained. Faithful. We'll go to 10 life. Bottom everything. Another Preordained. So I Chancery. Picking up the islands. Allows me to have another untapped land as my land drop next turn. I Faithful into Preordain. Discarding a mountain. Each bolt from a Flame Breather is 4 damage. So if they have, can't galvanic me anymore. Plays a clockwork. 2 artifacts in play. Bolt from exile. Targeting me. I go to 6. They attack in. Block with my familiar. So they don't get to draw a card. We are somehow alive. Play the Faithful. Preordain. Make some more birds. Gain some life. Looking for any spells. Snap. Okay, and a familiar. I will bottom the familiar, top the snap. Snap the Mole Drifter. I could have snapped the Archaeomancer as well, just for more birds, but I don't think I need that. Play the Mole Drifter. Going to 11 life, or 12 life, sweet. Analysis. Draw. Make some more birds. Oh. I found Flicker and Mole Drifter. No tax. Play the island. So if I think I should deep analysis. We'll go to 13 life. But I have so many birds now. So many birds. Then I have the Flicker next turn. That Strands draw was so clutch in the face of their insane draw as well. Both like kind of going for it here. They do not attack. I will go Preordain, looking for a Hydroblast. Another Mystic. I don't think I need that. Uh-oh. Lag spot. Bottom the Mystic. Found the Hydroblast. Okay, let's Drifter, Flicker, Drifter now. Go for it. Okay, Drifter on the stack. Draw 2. Going to Prohibit as well, so I think it's over now. Flicker the Archaeomancer and the Drifter. I have answers to both the current spells in their hand. Because they don't play anything over 2 mana. I guess they have that Fire Blast, but I can respond to Fire Blast with the Hydroblast. I should prioritize using the Prohibit here. So Prohibit the Lightning Bolt. They've got another Lightning Bolt, so we'll now go ahead for the Hydroblast. Alright, they scooped that. We did our best. We're going to try again. I would really love if I could play Familiars in this metagame and be successful. It's one of the decks that I like playing the most. It just feels very scary to play against the mono red deck. Now since we're on the draw, we have a turn 2 snap. They keep 7. I feel like snap is such a good card in the deck that I want to keep this. I'm a little afraid. We have only 1 blue source. I think I should mulligan. It's so scary to mulligan. And yep, that's why I was afraid of mulliganing. Oh god. Well, that was fun. Okay, keep to the Mystics. The Modern Age. Wow, that sucked. Should have just kept my mediocre 7. Play my floodplain. So people say that you should leverage the London mulligan and not keep mediocre 7s, but I mean, I don't know how to think about that. Let's just Hydroblast, killing this thing. Pick up my floodplain. Resolve into double removal spell. So I will play the Faithful, play the floodplain. Next turn I have Familiar, evoke the Drifter. They have to slap us with these. Although they kill the Faithful with a Galvanic. Lightning Bolt face. Darn. Play Familiar, and I guess I'm passing, and then I will just block. Then hardcast a Mole Drifter next turn. They bolt my Familiar. Playing a Synthesizer. A Mountain. Mountain in play. Another Synthesizer into another Mountain. That's good for me. Friends resolve into Mountain Fire Blast. That's extremely bad for me. But we're going to go to 1 next turn. Found a Hydroblast. All they have to do is find 1 relevant spell. Finding a Mountain. Oh man. They're saying there's a chance. Discarding a Mountain. They could Fire Blast my Mole Drifter if they wanted, I guess. They gotta just go face, though. The next turn is lethal. Fire Blasting the Mole Drifter. Okay. Still alive. We got a 4. Unrare Cleric's good. I'll play the Swamp. Play the Cleric. Gain 2 life. Play Preordain. Bottom. Top. Going to destroy their Synthesizer. Down to Galvanic. So they can go face with that right now. Got a 4. So screwed. Another Synthesizer. Ridiculous. Finding another Mountain. I have to block the Epicure, I think. Let's try to counter this. I had 0 cards in hand. I don't know what gets me out of this, but I can counter that. Block. Go to 1 at my cleric. So bad. I could have maybe survived off my mulligan as well. Cleric gains you life. Yeah, cleric's not very good. Maybe I should be playing just 2 C8 oracles over those cards. Synthesizer. All they need to do is find any burn spell on a galvanic blast. So I'm just dead. Alright. No reason to let everybody sit on the lag. They get in, put me to 1 or 2, and then pop, you're dead. That was tough. That was definitely tough. We'll see you in the next round. Round 3 on the play. Oh man. Okay, well I'm keeping. This hand is so crazy. Just the anti-burn hand right here. We are very, very set up if we draw literally anything. So I could go like floodplain. I could cycle for a plains on my first upkeep. On the first upkeep that I have mana available after playing the floodplain to try to minimize the number of lands I'm drawing. Then play a faithful. Just see what our opponent's doing. Forest. There's End. Are we back to Dredge gaming? Another forest. Probably elves. So let's start by putting a familiar in play, using all of our mana. And then next turn, familiar again. Okay, walls. So I can use the Ash Barrens for the black for Snuff Out if I find it. I'll play another familiar with a Chancery. This up. We're going to try to find a Snuff Out so I can blast them. Snuff Out very, very good versus walls. On Generous End for a forest. And use 3 mana to play an Axebane now. Casting a Wall of Roots that still has 3 mana. In the mana from the Wall of Roots. Cast Lead the Stampede. They found Axebane, Caretaker, Quirion. Let's start with Preordain. Trying to dig. Bottom both of these. Analysis. Draw 2. On a counterspell. We'll land again. And easily just discard this Faithful. So we have Drifter and Snap counterspell as well. If they don't have a haste creature right now, so I can snap the Axebane, play out the Mole Drifter, play the Quirion and Ceruli, and now this taps for 3, making 4 mana. Taking Quirion back the battlement to untap it again. Axebane. That's everything we knew about. Now they have 2, 6 mana. Maybe they can replay the Forest, which would be 7 total mana. 5. Playing a Winding Way, so I get to. Okay, so Forest, Graveyard, Mass Vandal I don't care about. Intercent and Jasper I don't care about. Play Shield Wall Sentinel so they can get their Drift of Phantasms now. Which is not very good for me. There's another Quirion Ranger, so they can yet again untap the battlement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically the Mass Vandal's not a defender. It's a change. Untap the battlement again. 5 mana. So they have 1 forest in hand. Another Winding Way. Ugh. Okay, so they have another Axebane. That's quite bad. There's a Quirion Ranger. How many Quirion Rangers can play this turn? 3. And now they have another Axebane. Having a grand old time counting their mana. Aspera Sentinel. My opponent's having the time of their lives. There's the second Axebane Guardian. Roots comes down. I guess one thing I could do is evoke the Mole Drifter and then focus on trying to stop them from having other cards. They currently have 2 forests. Play a Vandal. What we don't want them to be able to do is drift for reaping. Start by evoking a Mole Drifter, I guess. Found a Strands. Not very useful. I will, yes, snap an Axebane. Play the Modern Age. Found the Snuff Out. We'll discard the Strands. Cycle. Grab the Swamp. Play the Swamp. Then kill this Axebane Guardian. Pass the turn. I think we want to use the counterspell on the second Axebane Guardian. Then the Drift of Phantasms is still pretty scary. Fine. They're going to Mass Vandal killing my TMA. I don't know. That's fine. That doesn't really do anything. Not super concerned. We're going to miss out on 1 loot. Maybe it will be enough to turn the tide. Probably just gonna go Faithful, evoke the Drifter. Then goes Drift of Phantasms. Getting freed from the real. Okay. Guess I have to counter that. Or I can counter the Axebane Guardian. They have 4 cards in their hand. Have they picked up an island or a forest yet? No. They've played a forest. So they have 1 forest and these cards in their hand. No, they use the Mass Vandal. So 1 unknown. I'll counterspell the Axebane. They can put the Freed on the Overgrown Battlement and then untap a Cerulean Caretaker to untap this to make a bunch of mana to cast Generous End if they want. There's a lot going on. Yeah, okay. So they untap the Jaspera. Got the Reaping the Graves. They just had it in hand. Well played. So next turn we're pretty super dead, I guess. Now they've picked up all their forests. Given that they're at 16 minutes on clock, do I just let them time out? Trying to get stuff done? Probably, I guess. Ugh, don't like it. Another Axebane. They attack with all their creatures. Sure. I don't think that's really going to change the tide. Draw a Chancery. Try Faithful. Evoke a Drifter. We draw nothing. Okay, so let's play another Faithful. Up the island and pass the turn. I guess maybe that 1 extra draw would have mattered. Play a forest. Pass the Freed from the real. Tracks. Could have saved the counterspell for counterspelling the Freed from the real. Then they would have had the drift for the, like a drift, reaping, drift for the galvanic. So I think the point where I used the counterspell was correct. Now they drift. Grabs the Valakut Invoker. They'll put that on the stack, and then I will go ahead and Strands. So Strands on the stack, we'll put it on red. Then turn. Now they can just kill me in my upkeep, but it wasted a little bit of time. Our opponent attacks with all their attackers. So this will put me to 9, and then they only have to make 24 mana off the Valakut Invoker. They could probably just tap all their creatures and then just don't. They've correctly stopped in my upkeep because they knew I had nothing last turn, so this is the right moment to do it. Now we're at 3. They use the Freed from the real to untap. They make a bunch of mana. They're just going to blast us. Okay, they win game 1. What did that matter? Can't see my next card. Modern Age. Alright, so I got the Mystic. Bring in the Deep Analysis. Trans out, Cleric out. Snuff out coming in. Prohibits coming in. Don't need the Faithfuls whatsoever, really. So then we have to figure out what we want to bring in. We have 7 cards we could bring in. Dommer, Cleric, maybe okay. And then Hydroblast can be okay. Now we're on the play. Low hand. We have turn 3 Prohibit. Can't really cast a counterspell. I think I mulligan. This is a lot better. We'll keep this one. Put back Preordain. And we'll Barrens, fetching an island. So we can foil if something crazy happens. Opponent plays a turn 1 Quirion. Finding a Snap is great. So I will play the Chancery. Pick up the Ash Barrens, cycle for an island. Hopefully, well, they can't make 3 mana right now, so the best they can do is play an Axebane or an Overgrown Battlement. They go Winding Way. Great. So now I can go Familiar plus Preordain off this island. Set up for the next draw. Or if they cast an Axebane, then I can go Snap into Muldrifter. Opponent attacks in for 1. They found Drift, Coalition Honor Guard, Galvanic, and Generous End. Okay, I guess Coalition Honor Guard is decent. Standard bearer effects are not super good versus familiars generally. They don't protect against Ephemerate. We'll play the Sunscape Familiar and a Preordain. Another Preordain and an island. I think I keep the island because I'm looking to have the ability to use the foil. 3 mana for the opponent. Slamming an Axebane Guardian. Just, I don't want to foil it here. I want to foil it on the next turn. Kind of time walk them with that. Let's snap the Axebane. Cast the Muldrifter. They'll have an mana available. So do I want the Flicker? I don't think so. Let's Preordain. So I bottom. Pop the Ash Barrens, play the island, pass a turn. I can foil with these cards. Also, I can fetch the swamp. Play another land. Mana gets countered. Then go to the next end step, and we'll cycle for the swamp. Play a leaf collar. That's kind of scary. Grab my swamp. On the ice tunnel anyway. Back in. Then we will flicker here. Draw 2 cards. Tap some mana. Cast a Preordain. Game Mancer is awesome. By bottom. Pop the Mancer. Play the ice tunnel. Pass the turn. Hopefully they can't kill me this turn. I wonder if they cast the Coalition Honor Guard here. Drift of Phantasms for what? Getting another Axebane, maybe? They do get another Axebane. Cast a Winding Way. So lead the Stampede and Forest go to the graveyard. They have Overgrown Battlement. So they can Galvanic on the Battlement with the Leaf Collar. Find a Snap, okay. So let's play Mancer. Getting back to Flicker. Swamp, get in. And draw. Just the value engine of Flicker drawing 2 cards constantly is so good. And we find another Mancer. That means I have infinite snaps on the following turn, so I just have to not die. Hopefully they're just going to go Wall of Roots, Battlement, Generous End, or Axebane or something. Then I untap and bounce all their creatures and attack. Play the Overgrown Battlement. Okay. They have another land. They can tap and do stuff. Being a Galvanic Alchemist. Sure. Pair it with the Battlement. We're concerned about that because I have my Snap Lock going. So I'm going to start by blasting Collar. And we will snap the Battlement. Tap. Play Arcane Mancer. Back to Snap. Snap the Alchemist. Tap. Flicker here. Turn the Snap. Flicker. And they scoop. Okay, they have 850 left. Took them like 13 minutes to win the game in game 1 when they were more well set up against us. So let's see if we can win. I'll resubmit. Okay, we've opened up a turn 2 familiar, so we'll keep this. Hydroblast, not very good. The Swamp here could be okay, but can't go Drifter Flicker with what we have in hand. Our opponent leads on a Forest and a Leaf Collar. Found a Snap, which is awesome. It means I can, well, I can play the Mole Drifter on turn 3 by going Snap plus Drifter. They cycled the Generous End for another land, so no wall coming down this turn. Maybe they could play a Caretaker. I'll go ahead and attack for 1, putting me to 19. Play my turn 2 familiar. They play a Wall of Roots on turn 2. No attacks. I think it makes sense to still snap the Wall of Roots. That way I can draw a lot of cards and try to find a Snuff Out. Found a Snuff Out. So I can take this thing out, or I can just try to kill the next thing. It's going to pass. Awesome that we found the Snuff Out, though. They cast a Winding Way. So they've got Winding Way in the graveyard, Forest in the graveyard, another Leaf Collar. But I didn't snuff out the Leaf Collar. Okay. My turn. Land. I'll play Modern Age. Suppose I will discard the Ash Barrens. Nice drawing the Chancery there. Which I would have drawn first then. Okay, so then I'll flicker Island Mole Drifter. Maybe I'll draw a Familiar or some other thing I can play. Found a Preordain. Now I have double Snuff Out. Right. Don't need the island. Pop the Modern Age though and pass the turn. Our opponent could once again Vandal my Modern Age. Play a Forest, Wall of Roots, and an Axebane Guardian. So we want to kill this while they don't have Reaping the Graves mana available. Die. My turn. But it's not going to attack. Draw another Modern Age. Okay. I discard Island. Play the Familiar. Chancery, returning the island. And we'll Modern Age. I wonder if I should keep up the Hydroblast. No, 2 of the cards in their hand. Because I'm afraid that they will go Tuk into just kill me. But I guess I could snuff out the Tuk. Discard this other Familiar. Then play another Modern Age. Okay, we found a foil. So I'll discard Plains. Hopefully I collect the right thing with the lag going on. We got it. Pass the turn. Or I'll F6 and attack with the Mole Drifter. I know people don't like say pass when I say pass the turn before I actually attack. True. I wasn't technically passing. Axebane Guardian, right? I know 2 of the cards in their hand. Playing a Whining Way. Okay, let's see what happens. Found the Drift of Phantasms. Don't like that. I think I'm going to kill Axebane right now. Okay, we're going to loot. I'll discard the Hydroblast. Loot. Discard the Modern Age. We flip the Ice Tunnel back in for 2. I have Counterspell in hand. But it's sketchy against this Drift of Phantasms. Opponent goes Jaspera Sentinel. They already had enough mana. Green Ranger. Now they're going to Reaping from hand. Brutal. So, not sure how I win, I guess. Let's just go through this turn. I get back both the Axebanes. I need like an Archaeomancer so I can go Archaeomancer Flicker. Draw Prohibit. Well, we're going to attack in. I can counter both of the Axebanes this turn. Counterspell on the Axebane. Another one. I have a counterspell though. Boop boop. Counterspell. I want to save the Prohibit so that I can use like blue-black to counter. Play a Caretaker. Right? Wonder if they have another Reaping in their deck. They very likely could. Find Dawnbringer Cleric. How does that help me? I can Cleric away an Axebane. Dawnbringer Cleric. Exile Axebane from your graveyard. And go ahead and attack you for 8. Might be able to win without time being a problem anyway. So that's nice. 3 mana, 4 mana. I transmute the Drift. I grab another Axebane. Okay, I'm gonna counter it again. Okay, Axebane on the stack. We'll just pick the Prohibit and counter it. Dismiss these. Still have Leaf Caller and Galvanic in hand. And they scoop. On to round 4. Round 4, we have to mulligan a 1-lander that's just a Chancery. We're on the draw. Guess we can keep this. Getting rid of the Mancer here. And then see what happens. Swamp from the opponent. Shambling Gas. We're up against Glee. So I can... Do I play the Landscape? I think I do play the Landscape. They have a turn 2 Wellspring. Okay, they get in for 1. I'm going to fetch out my Swamp. They really don't know what I'm doing. Another Snuff out. Play the Modern Age. Just discard the Strands. Now they're like, what? They probably know what I'm doing. Playing a Forest. Have to keep the Snuffs in hand. Our opponent goes Deadly Dispute on the Wellspring. This is not a hand that can really beat Glee, I think. The best draw for me might be a Deep Analysis so I can get some more cards. Right now we're pretty behind on cards and everything. Drew the Deep Analysis, wow. Okay. Discard that. Draw 2. In case I draw into a Chancery. Play my Island. That's the turn. Still have Ephemerate in hand, which is pretty good. Next turn I can Drifter Ephemerate. Play out a Writhing Chrysalis. Fortunately, that might have to get snuffed out. Like my Jund list. Cycle for an Island. They get in for 1. Okay. Finding a Snap. Play Plains. Then a Drifter Ephemerate. Pop the Drifter with the Ephemerate. Okay, so I found Cleric Familiar. I guess I discard the tap land and the other island. Play a Swamp and a Duress. Okay. So they likely take the Snuff out. They took 1 Snuff out. And a Deadly Dispute. Administrators inside their Shambling Ghast and making a treasure. Okay. They're at 6 cards in hand. We've sort of kept up. Playing Malevolent Rumble. They find Landscape, Safekeeping, Insight, Shambling Ghast. Guess they take the land or the Ghast. They choose the Ghast. They have multiple Eviscerator's Insights in the graveyard to keep drawing with. I'm not going to block. They don't cast the Shambling Ghast. Let's Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Draw some cards. We'll go Land, Familiar. I guess I could snap the Chrysalis, but I don't know if it's good. And Drifter, Snap Drifter. That evoke the Drifter. Snap the Drifter. Tap these 2. Then I'll pass the turn. I'm going to discard the Modern Age. Block with the Muldrifter and then mire it back on the next turn. So now I have Counterspell and Snuff out. They've only used 1 Duress though. If they spend 5 mana on Eviscerator's Insight, I'm going to Counterspell it. They do. Let's counter. Chrysalis gets a bit bigger. Play a Colony Garden. Block. Put my Molddrifter in the graveyard to get back with the Mire. I guess I could also Cleric away their Insight, which might be useful. I don't know. Play the Familiar. Start by... I guess I Mire back the Molddrifter and then evoke a Molddrifter, evoke a Molddrifter. So this draws us Molddrifter plus one other card. There's a Plains. I guess I can chump with my Familiar. I think I'm just going to evoke the Molddrifter again. On a foil. So I'm sort of set up for the next coming turn. I need to start attacking. Foil already just costs blue as a counterspell. A lot of things I have to... So the Nadir's Nightblade is the big problem. Okay. I have to chump with my Familiar probably. Another Duress. Do they just have the win now? We tried to fight and just couldn't get there. Too many cards that didn't do anything. My Energy Refractor, they're playing exactly my build. Okay. And that's cool to see, but I'm not a fan of getting killed. Have it? Have it. Let's go Faithful. Let's Preordain. This is going to try to keep us alive. We can take... I think I just bottom both of these. Kind of Mystic. I can play the Murmuring Mystic. It gives me blockers for the Writhing Chrysalis and also gives me like a on attack. Right now they can deal me 7 damage with the Writhing Chrysalis plus everything else. But I feel like I can block here. Both of these are devoid, so the Prismatic Strands doesn't do it. Adapt the Brood Scale. They only have 3 cards in hand. They didn't have the combo last turn. Go to 9. Fortunately, I feel like I have to foil casting. I have to foil this. But if they have the Glee in hand, then I'm just dead. So, whatever. Discarding the Plains. I mean, I think I had to try and counter it, but they've seen 26 cards. It looks like they have the Glee right now. Just lagging on targeting their creature. We had too many do-nothings in our main deck. Oh, they're making red-black. Plays out another Brood Scale. Okay, so their plan is to go combo. Okay, we found Ephemerate. Start by playing the Sunscape Familiar. I think I just have to go Archaeomancer, grab the Ephemerate, then Ephemerate grabbing the Snuff out. They've adapted, so we're effectively at 7 life. We're really at 3 life. So hopefully they don't have a Deadly Dispute of some kind. I have to throw the bird in front of the Writhing Chrysalis. Okay. Going to Strands on red. Shambling Guest. They can definitely almost kill me. Can Dawnbringer Cleric killing the makeshift munitions? Not exactly the build that I've been playing. It's very close. Back in. We'll block with the bird. Still going to Ephemerate the Archaeomancer, I think. You can just kill the Archaeomancer in response. That's also a problem. Hit a bird. Just going to resolve. I don't have any card draw. Let's take the Ephemerate, I guess. Play Dawnbringer. Then blow up your munitions. In this case, Dawnbringer in the main was good. And also, I guess the Strands was okay. Going base. Okay, 1. So they think that they can kill me here. Can they? I guess they could. I have to not yield to the Nightblade. Makes a treasure token. Okay. I do have Faithful. I have a Faithful in play. So I can go into 5. It looks like we're going to win. I'm surprised. Shooting me again. And now they can sacrifice each of their tokens and then sacrifice 2 creatures to deal me a total of 4 damage. Really, at any point, it's not a big deal because I can just snap the Archaeomancer. Snap the Mancer here. I want them to go all in. They don't have any mana left right now, right? What is this? This doesn't even kill me. Does it? Go to 2 and then 1. Now 1. Okay. Snap the Mancer. Play the Archaeomancer. Back to snap. Snap the Archaeomancer again. 4 life. Tap. Play the Archaeomancer again. Grab. I guess this. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. And grab the foil. Or grab the Snuff out. Maybe the foil. Snap the Nightblade. I don't think we need to do anything else, just attack. Send in the team. Pew pew. All right. I think we are doing okay. I've got a lot of flyers now. And this is really why I want to play the Murmuring Mystic in the deck. Deadly Dispute. I will snap the Nightblade. Need to counter the Deadly Dispute. I'm just untapping my lands here. Counter. So in hand, one unknown. Oh, they scooped. All right, awesome. I think that we got away with something there. Bring in the Deep Analysis and the 2 Prohibits. The Snuff out. I think Dawnbringer is not good. I think Strands is not good. I'm going to go down on Faithfuls. I will submit it that way. I'll keep this. Don't know if it's very good. We can keep the Faithful in hand as like a target to pitch to the foil. Floodplain. Turn. I'm going to go Swamp and Brood Scale. Did I just counter it? Guess so. Pop. Discard the Faithful. Play the Landscape and pass the turn. Brood Scale, I've got a Prohibit. I was lucky though. Crack the Landscape. Okay, so all we need is one more land. I'll go ahead and grab an island. Play the island, pass the turn. Opponent, Writhing Chrysalis. So what should I do? I could fetch right now. I guess I have to fetch. I have to fetch out the swamp and then hope to draw an untapped land. But having fetched 2 lands already, the number of lands in my deck is pretty low. We all got past the lag. I think I'm priced into fetching the swamp, even though we're very unlikely to draw an untapped land through Chancery. So let's play Chancery. I wonder if I should evoke the Muldrifter. I think I should. I'm going to pick up the plane, of this, evoke the Muldrifter. Need to keep moving. Okay, I found the Snuff out. So I guess if they don't, they do have another Brood Scale plus Glee. Snuff out. Deadly Dispute, making the Chrysalis bigger. Deadly Dispute again. Okay. 6 cards in hand. So I can actually snuff this and then go land, Mancer, get foil, ephemerate for snuff, and then I'll be sitting pretty. Try to kill this thing. That resolves. Play the Archaeomancer. They have a Pyroblast. Okay. Solid. That was not something that was on my radar. Bottom the snap, top the counterspell, I guess. That was real bad for me. Okay, they're just gonna strip their hand and strip my hand. They discarded 2 lands. I discard both my things. Play out of makeshift munitions. I don't have any. Sir, do I did? Okay, Preordain. Looking for drifters. Looking for Lorien revealed. All right, we will bottom and top land. Try to rebuild. Okay, okay. We have foil Snuff out now. They pass. Okay, island. Pass the turn. Actually, I shouldn't do that. They're just passing. Another Chrysalis. Counter it. Wow, they have another Pyroblast. That's not great. I'll cycle for an island. Take my draw. I really want to hard cast the Snuff out. Blast that thing. Gonna Deadly Dispute it? Oh no, shoot me for 1. Okay. Chancery picking up the island. Return. Or I'll just top decking now. I hope that I can find a drifter. That second Pyro wrecked me. I rumble into Brood Scale. But their last hand is Glee, I'm dead. The last card in their hand is Glee. I just feel like the reason that this this deck is busted is that at any moment they could win. It's out of nowhere. Like right now. So they're bringing in Pyroblast. I guess I have to bring in Hydroblast. Try again. Maybe I don't want the Mystic either. Ah, I already brought it in. We'll keep this. This does a lot of stuff. Plains, pass the turn. We'll play Chancery. Turn 3, we can pick up the Plains with the Chancery and go Familiar, Modern Age, discard the Plains. Then a Drifter Ephemerate. Opponent cracks for a Swamp. I'll play my Chancery and pass. Up the Plains. Last Rites was also pretty cruddy for me. Play a Colony Garden. Duress. Big boo moment. Starting the Ephem. Okay. Play out my Familiar. The Modern Age. I think I miscounted how I was going to use this turn, but I still need to get the Modern Age in play. I'm going to discard one of the Snuff outs. Up in play right now. Opponent plays a Mountain. Now they could certainly have the Pyroblast again. Other Duress. Our opponent discards our Snap, I guess, so that can't use the Mole Drifter to its fullest potential. I don't know. Maybe because that's the only thing I can cast right now. I can't cast the Snuff out. If they jam a Brood Scale, I could poke the Drifter looking for a black land. There's the Brood Scale. Loot. Discard the Floodplain. I just hard cast the Drifter. Next turn I have the Swamp. If I'd evoked the Drifter, I could have played the Swamp this turn. Kill the Brood Scale. So they want to Glee me right now. Go Glee, adapt. I guess back. Hold up the Mountain. So I guess that's my mistake. I did the wrong thing. Would have drawn into it, but I felt a little okay. If they have the Nightblade in hand and they had double Duress and Brood Scale plus Glee, and I misplayed, all that came together. They get in, I'll block with my Mole Drifter so I can stay alive. That way I can cycle for cycle this, play the Swamp, Snuff out, draw 3. Come on. Insane. Sucks. I'm not having any fun. Let's see. Draw a card. Or what do I do? Cycle for the Swamp. Play the Modern Age. Discard the Chancery. Play the Swamp. Now I'm having fun. Kill that. That was a weird turn of events. I cannot believe that turned out like that. Wow. What's going on? Now they just draw a Dispute effect. There's Insight. Top deck. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're just trading the top decks back and forth. They rumble. Milling over a Pyroblast, a Deadly Dispute. Probably take the Landscape so they can cycle it. Now I have a threat. This has been really weird. Like the slowest version of the craziest back and forth ever. I'm gonna guess I discard Island. I can counter a Makeshift Munitions. Get in for 2. Will the Vector Gliders hold down the fort? And not Hydroblast a Chrysalis. They're going to... Here's Insight from the graveyard. So with that one top deck, they drew 4 cards. Pretty sweet. Need to draw another Lorien Revealed. Find a Preordain. Come on, be good to me. Okay, I guess Snuff out. Preordain is fine. Preordain again. Bottom the Familiar, top the Snuff out. Get in. They have a Wellspring. They're churning along. Okay. Drawing more cards with Deadly Dispute. I mean, I wish I could play Deadly Dispute in Familiars. I just don't know how or why it would work, you know? Just seems to be overpowered draw spelling. Like all these 2-mana things. Very solid. I don't think Deadly Dispute specifically is the problem with the deck. But it's very good at rebuying them into the game. Currently, they have 5 minutes left on clock. I had scooped in the previous game. Find a Brood Scale. So, I guess what happens if they have Glee right now? Hopefully they just go Glee and then they waste. And I let them waste their time doing stuff and then I just blast it. Me just trying to click OK is lagging out. Okay, they put the Glee on the Brood Scale. I'm just going to let them do their thing. It doesn't really change the game state. Okay, the Refractor does. Go ahead and kill the Brood Scale. Now they can make infinite mana. Maybe I should have just killed it in response. I didn't consider them having Refractor in hand and then making infinite mana and actually just using more draw spells to do stuff. Okay, they're going to pass with 18 mana floating. I mean, let the Snuff resolve. 18 mana. If they have the munitions right now, I'm so dead. Oh, no, wait. They don't have enough things to use with it. They're just going to cast a Chrysalis. Okay. Chris Daddy enters the battlefield. Brood Scale. Tap the Brood Scale. Wish I could draw a Mole Drifter. That's sort of like drawing a Mole Drifter. Okay, we'll put Mole Drifter on top. And Hydroblast this. I made very, very large mistake by not snuffing out at this time where it was going to help. Okay. At the Glee again. So we're going to tap our black mana on black. Pass the Drifter. Okay, draw 2. Find a Prohibit. That doesn't really help. So I could just block here and then see if they time out, but I don't think it's going to work. That really sucked. Guess I could still be alive if I draw an Archaeomancer, because I can go Archaeomancer, block, Ephemerate, Snuff out. An Ephemerate. I hate it. See you in round 5. Round 5 on the play. Seems fine. Let's keep it. So we can play the landscape, fetch an island, and then preordain on turn 2 after we see what our opponent's doing, or we can lead on preordain. We should probably lead on the landscape and just wait and see what's going on so that we're actually like getting better value out of the preordain. I think our opponent's been playing Glee as well. Play the landscape and then pass. The lag clears. Your turn. Island. Okay. So they could spell pierce my preordain here. I have an island. Snuff out. Play my island. Pass a turn. Sort of feel like they're on mono blue fairies. Okay, blue black fairies most likely. So spell pierce is less of a concern, but still a concern. Go plains. Jam the modern age. They spell pierce. That stinks, but we still got the preordain. Okay, good for them. They got the spell pierce off. We have probably a good hand here. So we have Snuff out for their creatures of whatever, the spell setter and stuff, and we're just going to slam a deep analysis into the next turn. Brainstorm, play an island, put the Snuff out down so that they can't ninja me. Play the deep analysis. They let that resolve. Fairy. Kill it. Kill it with the fire. Land. I'm a Mole Drifter. They might counterspell this. We have to play into the counterspells at some point. Funny is, you can't tell if an opponent is tanking right now because at any moment they could just stall out. An extremely fast counterspell that they were just having trouble casting. They have another spell setter. Okay, they flash in spell setter again. They're going to ninja. Cycle of Lorien revealed. Play island. Get in and don't do anything. Let's Chancery. Turn plains. Play a modern age. Snap your spell. Oh, I snapped the spell setter sprite. They just replay it. That's not very useful. Grenade. Dang, I found a Snuff out. I top both of these. Starting to lose all my life. Analysis. Pass a turn. They jam a deep analysis of their own. Play a land. Getting in for 2. That's the first damage we've taken, but now we're at 10. Or no, we've taken more than that. Go familiar. Play the familiar. Chancery. Turning the island. Cast a preordain. I have to bottom these, I think. Other preordain. Okay. Bottom again. There's a drifter. So I just attempt to evoke a drifter. Oh, darn. Alright, I guess I have to pass. They're going to refill so well, though. Bad. I could snap my familiar. They might have Snuff out, though. They lead on drawing up to 6 cards in hand. Plays a land. Attacking. Okay. That puts me to 8. Agony Warp my familiar. Okay. We'll attempt a Lorien revealed. Okay. I drew a Faithful and a Force of Will, sorta. Let's try Modern Age. There's... Oh, dang. Bad. Alright, but the Faithful can help me survive, hopefully. Come on, Faithful. 3, 4. Jam a Murmuring Mystic. I don't like it. Let's go God Pharaoh's Faithful. Snap. 3. Play the plains. 5 mana. To attempt to cast a Mole Drifter. That just resolves. Maybe? Maybe? It resolves! Then they have a pass down. Snap your Murmuring Mystic. Cast foil. Already use 2 spell pierces. Do you have a third? They didn't. Okay, they get a bird. Snuff out. Last card in hand. Mystic right now. Oh, I have a foil. Okay. The Bajuka Bog me. Last card's a Mystic. Okay. Play the Mystic. Sure. So now I get to play Mole Drifter, hold up the foil, and just Snuff the Mystic. Pass the Mole Drifter. Draw 2 cards. Play Familiar. Then I guess I also play the Dawnbringer out and leave up foil pitch strands. And I snuff the Murmuring Mystic. Maybe that's not even necessary. Like, is that really going to take over the game? The Dawnbringer and gain 2 life. Okay, so we're playing against fairies. We want the prohibits. And I do like the snuff out. Murmuring Mystic is also quite good, right? So foil we can probably cut. And then just go this way. It's really solid. Oh no, we want the deep analysis. Oh no. No. Resubmitted. I really wanted the deep analysis. I hope I don't lose this game. I'm gonna keep this hand. We have like Island, Chancery, then we start playing Faithfuls out. Faithful is one of the best cards against fairies because their clock is quite slow. I don't know if they're playing the Modern Age version either. But let's see. They're gonna start with a Lorien Revealed for the Snuff Out land. It's Aquifer. I'll preordain turn 1. Keep these. Probably playing the Aquifer. When I play the preordain, they might Spell Pierce. Alright, so they're clearly holding up Spell Stutter. I'll just play the Chancery. Pick up the Island. Then I suppose I will bin 1 Faithful. We can attempt to play a Faithful into their Spell Stutter. It looks like I'm just going to play the Floodplain out. Pass the turn. My worst fear is that they have exactly Thorn of the Black Rose right now. The Nile Spellbomb. Interesting. And Bajuka Bog. That's like pretty aggressive. Okay, so I can try Spell Preordain, then they Spell Stutter, then I go Faithful Modern Age. Preordain. They didn't do anything. Mystic. Oh, I did top there. That was not correct. Try a Modern Age. Stalls. I'll discard the Island. 3. Pick up the Glacial Floodplain. When it has 5 mana. Play a Sneaky Snacker. So they're on the Dimir Snacker Fae. We draw the Swamp. Let me know how the video comes out because this is life on slow mode for sure. I can discard Floodplain. Play out my Spring Mystic. They'll likely counter it. Then I can play Mortuary Mire. Try to get it back. Nothing, huh? Okay, fair. Island. Maybe they have a removal spell? Oh, okay. Get in for 2. We're at 18. Find a Modern Age. I'll play Mortuary Mire. They likely cracked a Spellbomb in response to that. Maybe I should have played the Faithful first. I don't know. Because this gives them another opportunity to draw a counterspell. Play the Faithful. Sprite. Highly expected Spellstutter Sprite. Modern Age. Because I'd rather have the Modern Age in play at this point, I think. We could just have another Spellstutter. A counterspell. Okay, so that's good because now they're 1 counterspell lower for the counterspelling my Molder. Plays another Sneaky Snacker. 1 card in hand. So I will block. Don't have anything. Gamma Mole Drifter. Dang. They still had a counterspell. Okay, play the Ice Tunnel. I'll pass the turn. So it didn't really matter. They had counterspell either way. 75 of them. Last card is a Modern Age. They have to discard the card they draw, which was a Snacker. That was a good... That was a top deck. Play Mole Drifter. We draw an Ephemerate. I think I Cleric their Modern Age. And then play the Swamp here. No attacks. Pass. They've got a Deep Analysis. So that gets them their Snacker back. Just draws more with the Deep Analysis. Brutal. So do I think they have another Snuff out in hand? Let's just try to Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. Resolves! 3, 4, 5. Cast Lorien Revealed. That feels good. And play Island. Turn. Yeah, I should have probably left up the white so I could have played out the Familiar that I drew. That was an error for sure. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Using the Swamp in play would have been better. They have their own Lorien Revealed. Oh, man. So they actually have 4 fairies in play, which means that they can spell stutter literally anything I do. Agony Warp. Okay. Play Familiar. Play Archaeomancer. Turn the Ephemerate. To Ephemerate. Spell. That's annoying. Archaeomancer. Should I get back? I think I still have to get back the Ephemerate. This. Pass a turn. Feel really behind. Play a Swamp. Another Snacker. Like, the snacks don't stop. Pass down my... Sure. Okay. So what do I do here? I'm taking 7, but they probably aren't playing ninjas. I think I have to hold on to the Snuff out. I only have 1 card in hand. I'll cycle the landscape, see 1 more card. I'll Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Spell. Tap the Archaeomancer. I can't believe how they drew 3 counterspells so far, or was it 4? Only 3 maybe. They have a lot of power in the air. Ephemerate. They have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Ephemerate. Grab the Lorien. Draw 3. So now Snuff Out's looking not great at all. Plains. Play the Familiar. Might as well attack with the Dawnbringer Cleric. The Archaeomancer. If they want to block with a Sneaky Snacker, that's good for me, I think. Didn't want to block. They were smarter than that. Knew what's up. Oh god, please nothing crazy. Hottest Ploy. Okay. Discard an island. Whatever the card was, they wanted it. Rebound. Ephemerate the Mancer. Discarding Faithful previously was bad. Ugh. Gross. Ephemerate the Mancer. Right. Ephemerate. Okay, that was crazy. We will get the Lorien. Pass the Lorien revealed. Godfrey's Faithful. And then pass the Muldrifter. We'll go to 3 life. Lucky. I need to snap though. Prohibit. I can actually prohibit my own spell. They have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough. I have to Modern Age. Hoping for the Flicker or a Snap. Drew a Muldrifter. I'll discard the Snuff out. Poke the Drifter. And I draw a Snap. I'm at 6 or 5 life. Not draw a Snap. Block here. 2, 4, 6, 7. Dang. Modern Age. Okay. Got me. So Deep Analysis comes. I thought it seems pretty mediocre, actually. I think I'd rather just keep the Murmuring Mystic alive. They have a lot of black creatures, so we'll get rid of this. Bring in the foils. Could have 1 strands. Dawnbringer Cleric also does not seem very good. That seems a little bit better. Normally I keep the clerics and all the low to the ground creatures because I want them to be blocking ninjas, but this specific version of fairies doesn't play ninjas. Other than maybe Okiba Gang Shinobi. On the play. Okay, I'm keeping this because I have the Modern Ages lined up. Whoop, that was bad. Play Island Pass. Jam the Modern Age right away. Assuming they're going to Spell Pierce me. Brainstorm, okay. So no Spell Pierce is good. I can just discard the foil probably. Yeah, we'll discard the foil. Cycle the Lorien revealed. Getting an Aquifer. Be able to get another Modern Age down. Rid of Murmuring Mystic. Play land. Familiar. Modern Age. I assume they're going to use the removal spell. Okay, they did. Now I can discard Ash Barrens. The Jukabog, getting rid of foil, Mystic, Familiar, and Ash Barrens. Turn. Okay. So we pop out a creature, then we draw. Discard Familiar for the island. We need to hold up Counterspell. And actually, now that I took the Snuff Outs out completely, I can pick up this Swamp with the Chancery. When it uses a Brainstorm. There's Nile Spellbomb, that's fine. I'm the aggro deck right now, which is nice. Find a Drifter. So play Chancery. Pick up the Swamp. Kicking in. Yep, Snuff Out, that's fine. Thanks for the 4 damage. Removal spell. They're going to flash into Spell Stutter Sprites. Oh no. Ooh, they're stuck on mana. For the Mortuary Mire. They can crack the Spell Bomb. I mean, that's sort of just a cantrip for them. It didn't really matter. I was kind of fine with not drawing the Familiar. Get in. They go to 10. Agony Warp. It sort of reads to me like they are going to play the Monarch. I'm trying to hold up in the counterspell for that. If they tap all their mana, I can counterspell an Archaeomancer back at the counterspell. Or I can just counterspell, untap Muldrifter. I also just have land Muldrifter plus counterspell. Still have 7 cards in hand, and they haven't made their 4th land drop. And Strands. Okay. Swamp and play. Play out the Muldrifter. Counterspell. So do I. Mine's sweet though. Draw 2 cards. Getting a bit ahead. They'll just snuff out my creature right away. Double Chancery. Okay, here's the Monarch. No, okay. They play Sneaky Snacker. Try Archaeomancer. Return the counterspell. They have another counter. Cycle this landscape. Chancery. Up the Mortuary Mire. We want to get back the Muldrifter probably. Deep Analysis, okay. Not as bad as a Monarch, but pretty bad. For 5 mana. Cast the Muldrifter. Put the Faithful out. Mortuary Mire. Turn Archaeomancer. When it goes Brainstorm. I don't have anything I can do. I shouldn't F6 though. Cycle a Lorient. That clears their Brainstorm. Sort of trying to make it into an Ancestral. They play a Modern Age. They have 1 card in hand. I mean, 1 mana available, 4 cards in hand. Card a Snacker. Play Archaeomancer. Turn the counterspell. Time to Ephemerate the Muldrifter. They have a Snuff out, we have a counterspell. They have a Dispel. Counterspell. Will the Ephemerate resolve? It did. 3 mana. Play the Chancery and pick up the Mortuary Mire. And no attacks. So far, this matchup has been a lot more fun than any of the other games I think I played. Don't know what that means, but I think that there's been some more tricky things going on. They play a Spell Bomb. Okay. So I think I can try to Ephemerate here to draw 2 cards, get power through the Spell Bomb, or I can Archaeomancer and then they have to crack it anyway. I have double Deep Analysis. Try that. Turn the Ephemerate. Not today, they say. They have double Snacker in the graveyard. We are behind on clock, which is a problem. Analysis. Finding a Familiar. Okay. Play the Familiar out. Guess they could have a Spell Setter. Let's Deep Analysis again. I only have the 1 Archaeomancer. So bad. Modern Age. How do I win? Brainstorm. That will bring back all their Sneaky Snackers. I have the 1 Flicker in the deck. I bring in another Murmuring Mystic. I have another Murmuring Mystic. Okay. So that's fine. I just have to find my Mystic and protect it and then keep it alive and then attack in with my birdies. They have 6 something on clock. Counterspell their counterspell. Discard the Strands. Go land. Flicker. Turn Flicker. So they're out of Snuff Outs in hand right now. And I can pass. And I can block and then Strands on black so that the Muldrifter kills the Snacker, but then they just get it back pretty quickly. Especially with the Deep Analysis in the graveyard. Deep Analysis themselves down to 3 life. So Snuff Out is now offline. Pass down on the Mancer. Okay. Well, we can get it back with the Mortuary Mire if they don't have another Bog right now. They don't. We'll discard Errands. Fire. This back. Preordain into it. And we win. Sweet. GG, opponent. I got kicked out of the game. So what do I think about this? I think the problem is that it's a little bit clunky. So I need to fix that. Maybe I get rid of these 2 cards and add some cantrips in. That might be better. So but I don't know. There's got to be a way to make it more effective. So I will keep working on it. I do love playing Familiars. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll